Billionaire investor and venture capitalist Chamath recently helped lead a $275 million investment to take Desktop Metal, a 3D printing company, public via a SPAC just a couple of weeks ago. On Twitter, he came out and said how this is one of his largest investments ever into a climate change solution. Now, many people are wondering, is it a good time to invest? Should you put money into the stock, or should you wait a couple of months and see what plays out? So in today's video, I'm first going to break down exactly what Desktop Metal does. After that, I'm going to go over what Chamath said about Desktop Metal. And finally, at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about what I'm doing with this stock moving forward, if I'm buying it, if I'm selling it, and where I see the company going in the future. For those of you who are new here, my name is Michael. I'm a 21-year-old investor, entrepreneur, and full-time college student. In the past 30 days, I made over $175,000 in one of the investment accounts that I share with you in our private group on Patreon. So if you'd like to know more about what stocks I'm buying and what stocks I'm selling in our $575,000 public investing account that I share in our group, if you want exclusive content that I don't share on YouTube, and if you want pre-release access to my new show called The Stock Room, where I talk about stocks with my 80-year-old friend who is a millionaire investor and entrepreneur, then make sure to join our group using the link down below. So anyways, let's talk about Desktop Metal. Desktop Metal exists to make 3D printing accessible to all engineers, designers, and manufacturers. They explain in their vision statement on their website that they are reinventing the way engineering and manufacturing teams produce parts, from prototyping through mass production. They explain how they believe that 3D printing will change the way parts are designed, manufactured, and sold around the world. So their main objective is in the 3D printing space. Recently, we've seen a lot of developments here. Major companies like Tesla has announced that they are moving more to use 3D printing in their production. Tesla recently announced they are looking to rapidly grow 3D printing manufacturing, which is also known as additive manufacturing, which is exactly what Desktop Metal does, and they were looking to hire more people for one of their factories in the US. So this is going to continue to be a trend moving forward, that the companies are going to be looking to 3D print in their manufacturing process to help them with production. So anyways, why did famed VC investor Chamath invest in Desktop Metal? Why did he say this is one of his largest investments in a climate change solution ever to date? He said that DM, Desktop Metal, and MP Materials, stock ticker symbol MP, were two of the largest investments he has ever made in climate change solutions. He explained how DM builds 3D printers that replace old factories running on fossil fuels. He explains how their printers are electric, creating no carbon output, and will also bring well-paying manufacturing jobs throughout America. Many people, when they think about manufacturing and production, factories, they don't think of that being a climate change solution. Same with MP Materials. However, he explained how this will help reduce fossil fuels and carbon emissions because all of these 3D printers will be electric versus traditional manufacturing processes that use oil and gas and burn fossil fuels. So Chamath explained some of the many reasons why he looked into Desktop Metal and why this is one of his biggest investments ever. He explained how Desktop Metal is leading the way in the future of manufacturing for many industries. He explained how the company is involved with additive manufacturing, which he described as making complex parts for industrial production. The CEO of Desktop Metal recently came out and explained how the industry for 3D printing and additive manufacturing is growing at a rapid rate. He said it nearly 10x'd over the last couple of years, and it's set to do that again within the next couple of years as well.
And in a market that has gone from $1 billion to $12 billion over the past decade, and this decade it's going to go from 12 to 146. So it's been compounding at 20% for a decade, and it's projected to continue to compound over this coming decade. So we're at an inflection point, and we think there are lots of opportunities for growth in our sector.
So he explained how he thinks the industry is going to be rapidly growing over the next decade, and I agree with him. I think many companies are going to be looking towards 3D printing as a technology to help with their production process and manufacturing process. I think that is definitely going to be a trend we are seeing. Tesla's looking to hire more employees that have knowledge in this space that could help with 3D printing and additive manufacturing, and I think we're just going to continue to see this moving forward because a lot of these machines like Desktop Metal are electric, so they're better for the environment, and also because it's just a more efficient process. Chamath explained how there is going to be a shift from traditional additive manufacturing to 3D printing as the technology matures from prototyping to high volume production. So as these machines get better and better at 3D printing, they're going to be able to use a high volume production, and that is when we'll really start to see them scale up and used in a number of different industries, especially in the auto manufacture industry. He explained how in the 1.0 era of manufacturing, tools and machinery face limitations in volume, cost, inventory, and waste. But in the 2.0 era, he explained how tools and machinery are being replaced by printers, and materials and parts will create an on-demand ecosystem that can increasingly make anything with a wide range of materials, methods, accuracy, and quantity. So he's essentially saying that with 3D printing in high volumes, you can make anything you want much more efficiently, and it's better for the environment because it's electric. You could use any materials as long as the 3D printer can handle using those materials and print out those materials. But once this is able to be implemented, it's going to save companies a lot of money. They're going to be able to produce more at a given time, and it's just going to be better for the environment in general. He goes on to explain how additive manufacturing 2.0 is needed if you want to accelerate the trend towards reshooting manufacturing jobs to the US from overseas and or creating supply chain diversity in a post-pandemic world. He said this will help create more jobs in the US. They're going to be different types of jobs than we used to see because it's going to be more people managing these 3D printers and have knowledge of additive manufacturing, but he says it will help create more jobs. He goes on to explain how Desktop Metal has distribution deals already in 60 countries worldwide and a pipeline of reservations for machines through 2024. Right now, though, one thing to keep in mind is that Desktop Metal had revenue of only $26 million, so barely any revenue at all. And investing in them, you're really betting on the future. They're predicting that they might be able to reach an annual revenue of $942 million by 2025. These are their projections, and that is really going to be if everything goes according to plan, which we don't know exactly. Currently, Desktop Metal's stock price is sitting right around $19.20. They've been hovering between that $18 to $20 range for a while now after their IPO. The one thing that concerns me about this company is that with a valuation of about $4.5 billion right now and only revenues of $24 million, you really need to believe in what they're doing long term, and for that reason, it's not a stock that I'm going to be owning a lot of if I do decide to invest in it. It's going to be a very small position just because of the risk reward, but as of right now, I don't own any, and I don't plan on investing any into Desktop Metal anytime soon. I do think that 3D printing is going to be a major part of production processes and manufacturing in years to come, but right now it's just too early on for me to really feel confident about investing in a company that is valued at $4.5 billion at such an early stage. So I'll keep you updated on what is going on with Desktop Metal, what this billionaire investor has to say about it, and what I'm going to do moving forward. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get your 4 free stocks, each valued up to $1,600 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.